Good afternoon. My name is K. Veeraswamy, Senior Lecturer, Government Polytechnic, Nirmal, Department of Technical Education, Telangana. I would like to teach 5th semester subject AC machines, subject code 18EE 502C. Main topic single phase induction motor, subtopic double value capacitor start motor, teaching aids, PPT, animations, diagrams. So it is before going to double value capacitor start and run motor, capacitor start and run motor, first we will recap what is the single phase induction motor, what is the basic working principle of that motors, why we are using two value capacitor instead of single value capacitor. That is, we will recap previous topic in brief, then we will discuss today topic, that is two value capacitor start and run motor. So before going to double value capacitor start and run motor, first we will discuss in brief some basic idea about single phase induction motors, right? What are the types, what are the basic principle. After that we will discuss double value capacitor single phase induction motor. In case of a single phase induction motor, there are 5 types of motors are there. One is split phase motor, or it is also known as resistant start motor. Second one is capacitor start motor. Third one is capacitor start, capacitor run motor, right? And fourth one is two value capacitor motor, and fifth one is shaded pole motor, right? In the previous 4 classes we discussed resistance start motor, capacitor start motor, capacitor start and run motor, and shaded pole motor. And shaded pole motor also we discussed, right? The last, finally, the most important one is two value capacitor start motor. The basic principle is in a single phase induction motor is not a self-starting motor, right? When you will give a single phase supply to the motor, a pulsating magnetic field will be developed. magnetic field will be developed. This pulsating magnetic field unable to rotate the rotor. Why? Because it produces forward torque and backward torque, right, continuously, right? Because of inertia, because of heavy weight, the motor still remains stationary, right? So it cannot respond to very quick torques, forward torque and backward torque, right? So that's why a single phase induction motor is not a self-starting motor, is not a self-starting motor, right? Three-phase induction motor is a self-starting motor. Why it is a self-starting motor means, in that case we have three windings, and three windings are separated 120 degrees spatially, and if a three-phase supply, that means the supply given to three-phase induction motor also produce a alternating magnetic field with a time gap of 120 degrees, right? The resultant, by applying these three voltages, three-phase supply, we get a rotating magnetic field. Basic thing is, it requires a minimum two windings, two supplies, or two currents, or two fluxes for getting rotating magnetic field, right? A single phase induction motor contains only one winding. By giving a single phase supply, we will get only a pulsating magnetic field, For a two phase winding or a three phase winding, if you provide two phase supply or three phase supply, we get a rotating magnetic field, right? Two phase supply is a very difficult one. So we will convert a single phase motors into two winding motor or split phase motor. Yes, only one phase is there. That phase is split into two parts. One is a main winding, another one is a auxiliary winding. Main winding and auxiliary winding, or starting winding, running winding. Starting winding and running winding, right? So due to this arrangement, so we can get a rotating magnetic field. We can provide a rotating magnetic field. Once the motor picks up the speed, there is no need of starting methods, right? So we can disconnect the second winding, right? Second winding is disconnected after attaining 80% of speed by using a centrifugal switch, right? So in this way, we can run the single phase induction motor by providing two windings, by splitting the phase into two parts. One is main winding and auxiliary winding, or starting winding and running winding. After getting a speed, we can disconnect one winding, so it is rotated as single phase winding. Right? The first and foremost motor is a split phase motor. It is also known as resistant start motor. So the basic principle for providing two currents or two fluxes, basic thing is you have to provide two fluxes. So there must be a phase difference between the two fluxes, right? Mostly you have to provide, best thing is you have to provide a 90 degrees phase shift between the two fluxes, then we get a rotating magnetic field. In case of a three phase induction motor, so we will provide 120 degrees phase shift between each and every flux produced by three windings, right? So in case of a split phase motor, we are splitting the winding into two parts. One is the main winding and auxiliary winding, right? In that winding, main winding must be an inductive in nature. Always induction motor means the winding is inductive in nature. And the second winding may be a resistive type or a capacitive type. Only two options, right? There are only three elements: resistor, inductor, capacitor. So one is fixed, main winding is inductive. So other winding may be a resistive type or a capacitive type. So based on that, the first motor is a split phase or resistance start motor, right? So the second winding is made as resistive nature. One is inductive, another one is resistive in nature. That is known as a resistance start motor. Second one is a capacitor start motor. So we know that first one is a main winding and the second winding is a capacitive winding, right? Or simply you have to connect a capacitor in series with the second winding, then it is called capacitor start motor, right? And third type is capacitor start and capacitor run motor. In case of a second one, only the capacitor is connected only at starting. After that, it is disconnected by a centrifugal switch. But in the third case, capacitor start, capacitor run motor means it continuous. In the running condition also, capacitor is connected in series with the auxiliary winding, right? So there are some drawbacks are there in the third type, that is the capacitor start and capacitor run motor. So we will use two capacitors, two value capacitor start and capacitor run motor. Two value capacitor start and capacitor run motor. So one is for starting purpose, another one is for running purpose. Two different values of capacitors are connected in a two value capacitor start motor, right? And third one is a shaded pole motor. So it's a very small. In a toys we will this type of shaded pole motor. In that case, again it is a split phase type, and the rotor is a squirrel cage type. Right? In that case, instead of providing a resistance or a capacitance to the auxiliary winding, simply flux variation will made flux variation. There is a concentration of flux is changes in case of shaded pole motor within the pole concentration of the pole or the flux concentration of the pole changes, right, by using shaded pole motor. By shading, that is 1/4 at 1/3 of the portion of the pole, we have to make a slot. In that slot we will place a copper coil, right? That copper coil increases decreases the main field flux. Increases decreases based on the applied sine wave or sinusoidal supply, right? When current increases, it will make flux decreases, and when flux constant, induced EMF zero in the ring. When the current decreases, flux increases, right? That shaded pole motor in a shaded pole motor, by using that shaded ring, flux moves from unshaded portion to shaded portion. That means simply moving of the flux from unshaded portion to shaded portion. The basic idea is you have to move the flux. We want a rotating flux. The flux rotates from unshaded portion to shaded portion. Once the flux rotates, then automatically rotor rotates. The main drawback in the shaded pole motor is the flux variation. That is very small starting torque is obtained by using a shaded pole motor. Right? In shaded pole motor, the starting torque is very less. That's why, so it is used in toys, very small, where we require very small torque, starting torque is required. In that case, we will use shaded pole motor, right? So after the shaded pole motor, a further starting current is increased by using connecting a resistor, that is a split phase motor or resistance start motor. In the resistance start motor, in case of split phase motor, resistance start motor, right? So assume two currents, one is IS, another one is IM, where IS is the starting current, IM is the main current, right? In case of resistance start motor, starting current passes through starting winding, IM current passes through main winding, right? These two current produces a flux, and these two flux vectors, the angle between these two flux vectors is nearly 20 to 30 degrees only, 20 to 30 degrees. So because of that also, we will get a small starting torque, nearly 0.5, 50% to 100% of full load torque is only obtained by using split phase motor or resistance start motor. Split phase motors or resistance start motor. Right? In the shaded pole motor, we will get very less than the full load torque, or very small amount of starting torque, generally used for toys, very small devices, right? If you want more torque, then we use split phase motor, resistance start motor, where we require only 50% to 1%, so 50% to 100%, only full load torque we require. In that case, we will use resistance start motor or split phase motor. In a split phase motor, we will get only 1.2, 50% to 100% of full load torque is obtained because of phase angle between IS and IM is very less. It's nearly 20 to 30 degrees only, 20 to 30 degrees. That's why, because of this disadvantage, drawback, so we will go for a capacitor start motor. In a capacitor start motor, a capacitor is connected in series with starting winding with a centrifugal switch. By using a centrifugal switch, it is connected in series with starting winding, capacitor and centrifugal switch. When a single phase supply is given to capacitor start motor, right, current passes through starting winding and main winding, IS and IM, right? So IS is a leading current, produces a leading current. Why? Because the capacitor is connected in the starting winding, so we will get a leading current. A small angle, leading angle will obtain with respect to voltage. With respect to voltage, it leads. Here main winding is inductive in nature, so therefore it lags. It lags by very large angle with respect to voltage. So because of that, we get 80 to 90% of phase angle between the two fluxes, two currents, starting current and main current, and main current. So because of that, so we will get high starting torque, so nearly high starting torque, right? So nearly 3 to 4 times, 300 to 400% of full load torque, or 3 to 4 times of full load torque is obtained by using so this capacitor start motor, only start motor. That means when motor pickup speeds to 80% by using a centrifugal switch, so the starting winding is disconnected. Then the motor runs with main winding, runs with only a main winding, right? So the main advantage of this by connecting a capacitor in series with the starting winding is, so we can obtain very high starting torque, where high starting the torque is required, we will capacitor start motor, lift, hoist, right? Very high starting torque, legs, we will use a capacitor start motor. And next one is capacitor start and capacitor run motor. Capacitor start and capacitor run motor, right? So there is one more disadvantage in the capacitor start motor. There is an advantage is there. One is that advantage is we will get high starting torque, but we will get poor efficiency or poor power factor by using a capacitor start motor. Why? Because under running condition capacitor is disconnected, right? So the by using a only main winding it is rotating. So because of that high reactance, high inductance, we will get a poor power factor, poor efficiency, right? So for getting to avoid this problem, we will go for capacitor start and capacitor run motor. At the starting and running, so we will use capacitor. That means capacitor is continuously connected in series with the starting winding. That's why it is also known as a two-phase motor. It is also known as two-phase motor. The capacitor start and capacitor run motor is similar to the capacitor start motor, except that the starting winding and capacitors are connecting the circuit at all times. The advantage of leaving the capacitor permanently in the circuit are: number one, improvement of overload capacity of the motor; number two, a higher power factor; number three, higher efficiency; number four, quieter running of the motor, which is so much desirable for small power drives in offices and laboratories. Some of these motors which start and run with one value of the capacitance in the circuit are called single value capacitor run motor. Other which start with high value of capacitance but run with a low value of capacitance are known as two value capacitor run motor. Two value capacitor run motor, right? That means only one capacitor if you use, that is low value of capacitance is used, and single capacitor for starting and running, that is known as single value capacitor run motor, right? Suppose two different capacitors, one is a lower value and there was a higher value, used for running purpose, two value capacitors are used, that is known as two value capacitor run motor, two value capacitor run motor, right? In case of a single value capacitor motor, we have to choose the capacitance value, optimum capacitance value is chosen for getting optimum starting and running condition, right? And split phase capacitor run motor and behaves practically like a unbalanced two phase motor, right? Just behaves like a unbalanced two phase motor. We are not providing a balanced supply to the two windings, we are providing a single phase supply to different windings. Because of connecting a capacitance in the circuit, we are getting two fluxes, right? It is different. Balanced two phase motor is different, and here unbalanced two phase motor is different. In case of unbalanced two phase motor, we will give only single phase supply. That single phase supply splits into two different currents. Because of phase angle between the two currents, we will get a rotating magnetic field. For a balanced two phase motor means we will shoot two separate windings and we have to give two separate supplies, two balanced supply, right? So that is the difference between balanced and unbalanced two phase motor. So it is just like an unbalanced two phase motor, right? So because of this we get some jerk in the torque, but a quiet operation. Because of capacitor continuous connected in the circuit, we will get a quiet operation, noiseless operation of the motor. So is obtained by using capacitor run motor, that is a single value capacitor motor. But there is no, one more important thing is there is no need of centrifugal switch in the circuit. So why? Because disconnection of the capacitor is not there in capacitor run motor, running and starting. So in both the cases we are using capacitor, that's why there is no centrifugal switch is used. So optimum running performance and optimum starting performance is obtained by using a proper value of a capacitance, Generally a capacitance of 2 to 20 microfarad capacitance are employed and are more expensive oil or pyronyl insulated paper capacitance used in this capacitor run motor, single value capacitor run motor, right? So but only one more disadvantage when compared to the capacitor start motor, here only 50 to 100% of the full load torque only obtained. But in a capacitor run motor, capacitor start motor, we will get 3 to 4 times of load starting torque, right? So if you want high starting torque, you go for capacitor start motor. If you want low starting torque but a good starting and running torque, if you required a minimum good running starting torque required, you have to go for single value capacitor start motor, single value capacitor run motor, right? So that's why these motors are frequent, very and because of this we can use it for to and fro operation like that. So to and fro operation means we can easily reverse the rotation of the motor by using a single value capacitor, by using a single switch. By using a one switch, we can continuously change the rotation of the motor. So that's why it can be also used for to and fro operation. Generally frequently used in the rheostats, induction regulators, furnace controls, valves, and etc. Right? That is one more advantage. So we can change the speed of the capacitor run motor by using a simple switch. By changing the terminals of a capacitor, we can change the rotation of the motor, right? So next and most important topic, that is a today topic, that is two value capacitor start motor. The most important topic, the last topic in this single phase induction motor is true value at a double value capacitor start capacitor run motor, or simply double value capacitor run motor, right? Double value capacitor run motor. So observe the circuit diagram of two value or double value capacitor start motor. A single phase supply, next main winding, its reactance is Xm, resistance is Rm. Another one is auxiliary winding, its resistance is Ra and reactance is Xa. Please remember these variables, right? Reactance of the main winding is Xm, reactance of the auxiliary winding or starting winding is Xa, right? Here the two capacitors are connected parallel to the supply, or in series with the winding, right? So CR is directly connected to the auxiliary winding, in series with the auxiliary winding, right? But that capacitor is known as CR, capacitor CR, running capacitor, is directly connected to the main winding, right? And starting capacitor is connected to the same winding, auxiliary winding, with a switch S, clear? So this is the circuit diagram of two value capacitor start motor, So two windings are connected continuously in the circuit, that's why it is an unbalanced two phase motor. Main winding reactance is Xm and auxiliary winding reactance is Xa. It is also known as starting winding. And capacitor CR capacitor, running capacitor, is connected in series with winding, auxiliary winding, and to the same auxiliary winding. Capacitor CS is connected through switch, and two capacitors connected in parallel. Two capacitors are in parallel. Right? Here the capacitor run motor has a cage rotor, squirrel cage rotor. Squirrel cage rotor means you know that copper bars are short circuited at the two end rings, and the copper bars or iron bars or aluminum bars are skewed, it is not parallel to the axis to avoid magnetic locking, right? This is just like a cage, squirrel cage, that's why it is called a cage rotor. Bars are short circuited, that's all. And its stator has two windings known as main and auxiliary winding. And one more important thing is the two windings are displaced 90 degrees in space. Two windings are displaced 90 degrees in space. That is important point. First, spatially they are 90 degrees phase shift, right? There are two capacitors in this method. One is used at the time of the starting and is known as starting capacitor. The capacitor used at starting is known as starting capacitor. The other one is used for continuous running of the motor and is known as a run motor. Right? So this motor is named as capacitor start and capacitor run motor. Why? Because in both the cases we are using a capacitor, and this motor is also known as two value capacitor motor. Why? Because two capacitors has two different values of capacitance. So the connection diagram you can once again observe. that is main winding, auxiliary winding, starting capacitor and running capacitor. So what is the main basic principle or basic idea by considering CR and CS is the main drawback in single value capacitance motor is same capacitor is used for starting and running, but starting we require high starting torque, after that we require running torque, right? And the capacitor is designed such that it must be suited for short duration, for long duration. So if you want to use a capacitance value, high value of capacitance, right, only it is suitable for a short duration, right? So that's why we use a low value capacitance in the capacitor run motor or single value capacitor motor. Because of that we get low starting torque and low running torque also. But I want high starting torque and high running torque. At starting I required high starting, in the running I required some normal torque. So that's why we use two different values of capacitors. So there are two capacitors in the motor represented by CS and CR. At the starting the two capacitors are connected in parallel. The capacitance CS is the starting capacitor, is a short time rated. It is a short time rated. CS starting capacitor is a short time rated and it is almost electrolytic. A large amount of current ID is required to obtain the starting torque. So we want high starting torque is required at starting. So therefore the value of the capacitance X should be low in the starting winding. Hence XA, reactance of the auxiliary winding or starting winding, is equal to 1 by 2 pi F into CA. If we want low values of XA at starting, that means it is inversely proportional. CA must be very high. So the value of the starting capacitor should be large. Right? So here in a two value capacitor we are using two capacitors CR and CS. One is higher value, another one is a lower value. Two different values, right? CS and CR. CS is a starting capacitance, CR is a running capacitor, right? CS and CR. At the starting, the two capacitors are connected in parallel. The capacitor C is in the starting, capacitor is short time duration, it is almost electrolytic. So a large amount of current ID is required to obtain the starting torque. If you want high starting torque, high current, we require high current. So therefore if you want high current, the reactance must be very low. So therefore the value of the capacitance X should be low in the starting winding. Hence we designed a capacitance value such that XA is equal 1 by 2 pi F into CA, where CA value is very very high. A large value of capacitance should be very large. So the rated line current is smaller than the starting current at the normal operating condition of the motor. Hence the value of the capacitance or reactance should be large. Since SR is equal 1 by 2 pi into CR, the value of the capacitor run should be small. The running condition, we don't require high current, right? So that's why, running capacitor CR value must be very small. If value is very small, and XR will be very high. So inductive in nature. XR will be high, then is very high inductive in nature. Then we get normal rotating torque under running condition. So the motor reaches the synchronous speed, the starting capacitor CS is disconnected. Once the motor attains 80% of speed, the centrifugal switch is disconnected from the circuit. by using a centrifugal switch AC. You know, in the last single value capacitor motor, there is no need of centrifugal switch in that. The same capacitor used for starting and running, so we don't require any centrifugal switch. But here we are using two values. So one for starting, another for running. One capacitor for starting, another for running. So we have to disconnect one capacitor, that is starting capacitor, by using centrifugal switch. The capacitor CR is connected permanently in the circuit, and thus it is known as a run capacitor. That's why it is known as run capacitor. The run capacitor is a long time rated and is made of oil fill paper type, right? Very remember, it's a very important question for reset, right? At starting capacitor is electrolytic type, and running capacitor is a oil fill paper type. Oil fill paper type, right? Starting one is electrolytic type and it has high capacitance, and running capacitance is the oil fill paper type, and its value is very small. Right? Then observe the phasor diagrams. Figure A shows the phasor diagram when at the starting both the capacitors are in the circuit. And phase angle phi is greater than 90 degrees. Figure B shows the phasor diagram when the starting capacitor is disconnected and and phi becomes equal to 90 degrees. Right? So that's why we have to disconnect the starting capacitor. We observe the phasor diagram. The first diagram shows when the two capacitors are connected in parallel to the circuit, what happens? The phase angle between IA and IM will be less than 90 degrees. Suppose if you disconnect the starting capacitor, and phi becomes equal to phase angle between IA and IM will be starting current and running current, auxiliary current and main current is 90 degrees. So because of that we get a smooth torque. Very noiseless operation. But very smoothly we can operate a single phase 2 value capacitor start motor, right? So observe the torque speed characteristics. So the torque speed characteristics, torque and speed characteristics. Here the two graphs are there. One graph is red color, another graph is blue color. The blue color graph shows main and auxiliary winding and run capacitor only. That means starting capacitor is disconnected, right? In the red color shows main and auxiliary winding, both capacitors are connected. Main and auxiliary winding, both capacitors are connected. So only single value capacitor, what happens in a single value capacitor? Starting torque is very less, only 100%, 50% to 100%, right? In a single value capacitor or run capacitor. So one capacitor is connected continuously, right? The red color, if you observe, the starting torque is very high, 200 to 300%, right? Nearly 200% of the starting current we will obtain. Similarly, running torque also very high. So that is main and auxiliary winding with both capacitors. If you use, right, two value capacitor if you use, right, then we get high starting current, high running current, high starting torque, high running torque. But if only single value, then we get high starting running torque is very good, but starting torque is very less, right? So this type of motor is a quiet and smooth running, so they have higher efficiency than the motors that run on the main winding only. So they are used for loads of higher inertia requiring frequent starts, where the maximum pull-out torque and efficiencies required are higher. The two value capacitor motors are used in pumping equipment, refrigeration, and compressor. Pumping equipment, refrigeration, and air compression, right? So this is a two value capacitor motor. Very simple and basic thing is two different values are used. One is CS capacitors, here running capacitor only for running purpose. CR capacitor is connected permanently in the circuit, right? So in the starting, high current is obtained and passes through the CS because of higher value of capacitance of CS, right? In the running condition, the CS is disconnected, only the CR is connected, right? So that's why we get high starting torque and high running torque. Both torque, and we get a very smooth operation when compared to single value capacitor run motor, right? So thank you very much. Have a nice day.